Okay, ready? I'm nervous. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast. I'm here with
Kayleigh.Bartusek.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What do you do?
I'm a student at SCC.
Perfect. That was perfect. How long have we known each other?
Oh, gosh. Like 10 years?
I know, we've known each other.
11 years.
We used to be neighbors, and then I moved.
Because you hate me.
Shut the fuck up. And then now we barely see each other. Like,
not much
we
anymore.
rarely see each other.
Oh, you don't talk to me much. But it's okay. I'm busy. We're both busy. We have busy lives.
Busybody. Busy bee. Okay. Today in the podcast, we're going to be talking about anxiety. Now, not a lot of people know about anxiety. Not a lot of people have anxiety. Actually, I feel like everyone does, but it's just everyone has it in different ways. So we're going to basically look at... So in this episode, we're just going to focus on various aspects of anxiety and solutions and just deep dive into what is anxiety and how to deal with it and experience. Because you have anxiety, correct?
Yeah.
So what is anxiety in your words?
Anxiety, in my words, is like an intense, uneasy feeling that you get from certain situations that make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I've always been like an extrovert.
Yeah,
So I've never really...
You're an easygoing person. You just kind of go with the flow.
Yeah, so I've never really... I guess like in certain tests, I'm like, oh God, my anxiety is really bad. Like I'm really nervy. Yeah. But I don't have like... I wouldn't say I have severe anxiety, you know?
Yeah.
So there's different types of anxiety is what I read. So there's like panic attacks or like generalized anxiety or... You know what I'm saying? I can't think right now.
I know what you're...
What kind of anxiety do you have? Or is there a kind, or do you know how that works?
I've had all of the above. I mean, I've had anxiety since I was in 4th grade. I've been medicated for anxiety since I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
I've had panic attacks. I've had anxiety attacks. Different attacks. There are different attacks that I would say. But sometimes it's just like little anxious feelings, like uneasy gut feelings, you know?
Yeah.
But I've had it all, I'd say.
Okay. So when did you feel like you were like, oh, I have anxiety? Like, how did you know that you were like, okay, this is not normal for me. Like my body's reacting in a different way. I should probably go get diagnosed. Like when did you have that?
Well, I mean, I was a 4th grader, so I didn't really understand what was going on, but I'd say my biggest like symptom was like my stomach. I'd have stomach aches, and I'd always complain about stomach aches to my parents, and they'd be like all fed up, and they're like, oh my God, like what do we even do? Type of thing. So, you know, they took me to, there was an instant where I went to like the ER because I had such bad stomach pain. It was 3rd grade, actually. This was 3rd grade. And they didn't really know. They just said that it was probably just an uneasy stomach. Probably just said I was anxious or something like that. I don't know. Uneasy stomach. What do you mean by that? Just uneasy stomach.
Literally.
But yeah, then 4th grade, I would get like hives, like on my stomach or like somewhere on my body, on my face. Really commonplace was like my cheeks and like my jawline and stuff. I'd get hives, and I honestly didn't know what it was, so I'd like take pictures of it and be like, what is this, to like my parents and stuff. They'd be like, that's hives. Like, so then obviously, you know, like my parents take me to a psychiatrist, which prescribes medication, and I was prescribed fluoxetine, which is a really common like thing for anxiety patients. Yeah. So I've been on and off that med since 4th grade.
Okay, so in 4th grade you were diagnosed. Now following into like present, what do you feel like triggers your anxiety?
I've learned to like control it a lot better. I am not medicated right now. I haven't been medicated for like a year. I took myself off of all that because I'm like, I need to figure this out on my own. It's not going to get better from medication. Like, it will temporarily, but I need to figure it out in the long run on my own, or else I'm not going to, get shit figured out.
Right.
But honestly, sometimes I just get anxiety just from doing things that make me uncomfortable. Like, driving downtown to here made me have a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
Sometimes being in front of a camera gives me anxiety. I'm really shy lately. I've been like really shy like the past year because I don't go out and I don't hang out with a lot of people anymore. I basically just stay in most of the time. So I guess like being in crowds and like being around a lot of people, it stresses me out.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know what to say. Like sometimes I get nervous about what do I even talk about to people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess getting in fights with like my boyfriend or like my dad or not my mom much, but
Yeah.
But getting in fights with my dad or my boyfriend, I have panic attacks. I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm anxious about like where it will lead, especially with my boyfriend.
Confrontation.
Yeah. Because I just get like really uncomfortable, really anxious because I overthink and I stress myself out. So then I lead to panic attacks. I do. And the last one was probably like this past weekend, actually. I had a panic attack. And it's very, when I have them, it's like you're out of control. I feel out of control of my body because I'm like hyperventilating. Hyperventilating is like breathing like really fast. Like you can't catch your breath.
Obnoxious breathing.
Yeah, and it gets to your head. You'll get lightheaded and you can lead to like passing out, blacking out.
Yeah. So you feel like out of your body and like you're not in control of what you're doing, basically. Your nerves and your breathing.
I cry a lot. I'm a very emotional person, so.
Like you can't stop crying?
I can't stop crying. Or hyperventilating for that matter. I mean, once I hit like that point of like my body feels like kind of like numb from hyperventilating, usually I don't black out. I might get a little blurry. I've never like passed out from it. But I've gotten pretty close.
Gotten close. We're getting close, fellas.
Yes.
No. Do you feel like, okay, so you said you're not on medication anymore.
No.
Why? Can I ask that? Why? Why are you not on medication?
I didn't want to rely on it the rest of my life. I've seen people become really dependent on their medication. Yeah. And their withdrawal was messy. Yeah. And it affected me because they lashed out on me and they took it out on me, and I didn't want it to get to that point for me to do that. I also was on a mood stabilizer. I started with a mood stabilizer my junior year of high school for my anger. Yeah. I have anger issues, but a lot of people don't know that.
Me too.
I feel like I can hide it pretty well unless you actually know me. But it was ruining a lot of my relationships with people, like my anger was, and I was lashing out on people I didn't want to lash out on, and I was just in a really dark place, and those people weren't gonna stick around, and most of them didn't. I didn't end up with a lot of people that I used to be close with and trusted, which obviously was a sign that they weren't good for me. But I took myself off of both of them, I'd say like September of 2022, and I tried getting back on my fluoxetine in January earlier this year because I thought maybe it would help with my depression too. But I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I got to get myself off, Gotta trail away. I got to grow up and figure it out on my own, talk through it yourself. And that's what I've been doing since. Yeah,
that takes a lot, like, honestly, because a lot of people become very dependable on medication to help them out mentally and physically. Like, it takes a lot to do. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I do have a question though. So you say depression too, and I did a lot of research earlier. So do you think that anxiety kind of intertwines with depression?
I mean, I feel like they can be two completely different things, but at the same time, of course. I feel like they definitely intertwine with each other, because anxiety, like if you are anxious to be like around people and stuff, but you can also be depressed. It can lead to depression because you're going to avoid doing things that could make you happy. Like, being around your friends and stuff, like that, it might be unhealthy, but it's like a distraction from your own head.
Yeah.
You distract yourself with other people to make yourself feel better about whatever's going on up here.
Yeah.
But if you're too anxious to do anything that's going to make you happy, then you're going to be depressed.
I agree with that. You say recently you've been staying inside a lot.
Yeah.
And you also said that you have really bad anxiety. Do you feel like when you're inside more and then you finally go out, like being inside causes you sometimes to have even worse anxiety?
Yes.
How so?
Honestly, like the biggest reason why I stayed inside more is because the people I was surrounding myself with didn't have goals in their life. They are doing very much, and I mean, they seem to be doing better than they were. Like, I was in my little party era. I was in my party era. So, I was out and I was meeting a bunch of people, but I've never really gotten into like, the party life. Like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. I just like talking to people. I liked meeting people and I liked being around them. I was never home. I was always out doing stuff. And now I'm also never home. I'm always at my boyfriend's, but I do come home.
Yeah.
I work, I go to the gym, I go to school, I'm at home, and I'm at my boyfriend's. But
next 3 months at boyfriend's.
Yeah, no, seriously. Every night after 9 o'clock after work. But being inside. When my friends ask me to go out, and I'm like, I'm busy. I have plans.
I'm actually really, 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 really busy.
Yeah, I'm probably just sitting in my room doing homework or watching a movie or something.
Yeah.
I'm not actually busy, but it takes a lot, like, of energy, like personal, like internal energy to like go out and go see people now. Which I regret not hanging out with people more because it has caused me to have a little bit more anxiety, but I feel like this way I'm protecting my peace.
No, literally. I think you've protected your peace a little too much.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I literally haven't seen her in so long because she's like, I'm actually at my boyfriend's. Oh, I'm actually really, really busy. And I'm like, really? Really? Are you? You're sitting in your bed. You're really busy, huh? So
you're gonna make me turn red.
So you say that when you have really like panic attacks, like you just had one last weekend, they get really bad. What calms you down? What are your solutions to calming yourself down?
I mean, it kind of depends where I'm at because one time I was literally behind the wheel and I'm crying and I'm hyperventilating and I'm panicking, so I have to like pull over because I'm like, it's getting blurry. I'm going down.
Mid-stop. Put the hazards on.
I'm in a neighborhood.
Jesus Christ.
I'm in a neighborhood, so I'm like parked out of someone's house.
Right.
But if I was on a main road, that would not be good. I'd have my hazards on, yes. But
I'd be like, bitch, it's not raining. Bitch, people can see you. And you're just like, stop.
Oh,
no, I'm fucking with you.
You're right. Honestly, there's really no technique that I do. I just try and like slow down my breathing like as much as I can, like try and take back control of my breathing, because that's like the thing that's making me feel worse. Like that's like when you're breathing like that, like it makes you cry more. Like I don't know, it makes me cry more, and I'm just like bawling, and it's just like I'm just out of control. So I need to like try and take back control. And I guess trying to control my breathing is like the one thing that I always do. Yeah. Or when I'm in the bathroom, sometimes I'll splash my face with cold water. Like luckily my last panic attack, I was at my boyfriend's and I just went up to the bathroom and was like splashing my face with cold water, take a seat, put my like legs between my knees.
Yeah. And it's sometimes just at random points, like you're just like, fuck, I'm about to have a panic attack. Or like, is it like build up? Is it like build up?
It's built up.
Like I wonder what he's saying, or like those kind of things, or what?
Yes. I feel like there's a lot of like
no hate towards him, just
I have a lot of baggage from like past stuff that I've become very anxious because of it. Like I start to have panic attacks because I'm afraid that this will happen.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of
Abandonment and like
I have abandonment issues very badly.
Fear of just literally like relationships, friendships.
Yeah, that's also why I don't really go out anymore, because I'm afraid of being abandoned.
Yeah.
So I try to limit my relationships and friendships with people because I'm afraid that they're going to abandon me like everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. I've been there, done that. Still have those issues, and I'm like, fuck, what does my life come to? So I get that. Do you feel like you have more panic attacks alone or when you're in a crowd? Where do you feel like you mostly have them?
I don't think I have not had a panic attack in like a public space in a while. I guess, I mean, I wouldn't say they're panic attacks, but they're more like my body feels a little anxious because of low blood sugar. So if I haven't ate anything, like when I was at the grocery store earlier, I was like, oh, I don't feel good. Like, and it kind of freaks me out because I'm like, oh shit, I know my blood sugar's low right now because I don't feel that great. And that makes me anxious. So when I don't feel good, that makes me anxious. But I don't have full-blown panic attacks in public. I don't start hyperventilating or freaking out. It's usually by myself or like around someone that I'm close to, like my boyfriend or my dad, which mostly my dad.
Yeah. So your dad's like your comfort person when you're having those
100%.
Is episodes the right word to use?
Yeah, you can.
You're having those episodes? Yeah. Okay. So let's say you were in public and you have a panic attack, okay? How would you do with that? Like, does the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method work, or like breathing haptics? You said your breathing techniques. What would be like your number one? What's something that you've been like, yep, that would work for me? Like, that works every time. Done it since 4th grade. That works. What's one thing?
Literally just like trying to focus on my breathing.
Your breathing?
Just my breathing.
Yeah, I get that.
If my breathing's okay and more steady, then I can pretty much control like my crying and my other like emotions.
Yeah. So tying in, you said with your relationships earlier, now going into relationships, how does anxiety affect those relationships?
I feel like, probably the communication aspect of it, because I don't really like to talk about my feelings much anymore because I'm afraid of what other people, like what those people will think or how they're gonna take it. Because I'm gonna be like, well, what if you do this? What if you do that? Because of past things that have happened to me. Yeah. So I don't really have a lot of relationships with people, like I said, because I don't really talk to anyone. I'm not super close with the friends I used to have. Yeah. So, and that's honestly my fault.
I mean, it goes both ways. If you think about it, friendships go both ways. So do relationships. It's a two-way street.
You're right, but people do still ask me to like hang out, and I'm just like,
no,
I can't do that.
No, I'm actually really busy again.
But mostly the communication aspect of my relationships, specifically with my boyfriend. Like, I'm very quiet.
You are.
Like when something bothers me, I'm very quiet now. I used to be very straightforward. I used to be like, this is what is bothering me, and I mean, I'd be angry, I'd be upset, you know. But now it's just like, I just want to cry.
Yeah. Like, backstory: Kayleigh in Minnesota, she thought she was being left out, and she it was Florida, and she actually screamed at me on the top of her lungs. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
We were in Florida. We were in Branson at the time.
We were in Branson?
We were driving back from Florida.
Oh yeah, and she fucking lost her shit. I've never seen someone lose their shit. She's like, I'm so fucking done. And we were like, what the fuck? Elise and I were like, what the hell is going on?
I feel personally attacked right now. Do you want me to get started?
No.
Do you want me to get started with your shit?
Okay, listen. It was, how long ago was that?
No, I mean, Kaylani, she's very off and on with me. She decides when she wants to be my friend.
Everyone says that.
She ties into my abandonment issues, I'd say.
That's actually fucking absurd.
It's not absurd. It's true. I was very upset that first time, like 8th, 9th grade. I will hold that against you forever.
You were very upset, Abby. Okay, so back to the podcast.
Little intermission.
With relationships, that kind of ties in with gut feelings too. Do you feel like when you have gut feelings, that mixes in with anxiety too? Like you're like okay, wait, let me rephrase this. When you overthink something, right? And then your anxiety builds
like
because
the gut feeling and stuff.
Yeah, when you're overthinking something and you're having a really bad anxiety attack or whatever, do you ever get that gut feeling? Or even when you know something and you keep overthinking it and your overthinking becomes the truth, do you ever get a gut feeling?
Gosh, I'm itching to talk about this. I'm talking about this one.
Jesus.
There's one thing that I am very good at, and it's always finding everything out. You cannot hide things from me. I will find out, and she will help me. But
I am an FBI for everyone. They're like, whose number is this? I'm like, yeah, let me go to White Pages. Hold on.
Whose address? I'm kidding.
Yeah, but, so Kayleigh has done some crazy shit. You know what?
But we're not going to talk about it, you know? But anyways.
Another intermission.
Yeah, another intermission. Gut feeling. Gosh. I feel like I know this all too well. Like I said, I find everything.
Why'd you whisper?
Little ASMR. I find everything out, whether I want to or not. I feel like it always comes to me. So I always have a gut feeling before it happens, though.
Yeah.
I would talk about certain instances, but I don't want to bring it up.
It's a little federal.
It's a little federal. But definitely, like, this summer, I had some moments where I'm like, I have this gut feeling. And then, of course, like a week or two later, I find out I was right.
Do you feel like sometimes your anxiety gives you gut feelings, but they're not actually, like, gut feelings? Do you ever have that?
Yes.
Explain it. Explain how you feel in those moments.
Sometimes I have gut feelings because I am anxious and I overthink something, a situation that really isn't that deep.
Yeah.
Like I said, like little tiny spits with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
I will overthink and I'll get gut feelings that something worse is going to happen.
Yeah.
But it doesn't.
It's just like,
it was just a feeling.
God damn it, anxiety.
Yeah, it was just anxiety. And I was stressing myself out. I was getting myself anxious and overworking myself.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Okay. Well, okay, so do you have panic attacks a lot or anxiety attacks? Or I guess, wait. Is panic attacks and anxiety attacks the same thing?
No, I don't think so.
What do you...
I'm just going to leave that down. It's in the way of the cord. Panic attacks are more like you are... Like how I explained them earlier. And then anxiety attacks, I feel like, are a lot more mild, like a lot more subtle. Panic attacks are like a version of anxiety attacks, I'd say.
Okay.
It's a more intense anxiety attack. That's why it's called a panic attack. Like, I mean, just saying the word panic, I mean, you could picture someone like in a
panicking.
panic.
Yeah.
Anxiety, like I said, it's like an unsettling feeling. Like you're going to be like a little unsettled and stuff like that. But I would say panic attacks are much worse.
Panic attacks are much worse?
Like, yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
Than if you just say anxiety attack.
Okay. Yeah. So anxiety is less than a panic attack.
A panic attack is a form of an anxiety attack.
Okay.
But it's an intense anxiety attack.
Yeah.
But that's why it's called a panic attack.
So anxiety is just the overall attack, and then panic is like a more in-depth description of a more intense attack.
Of a specific attack.
Okay. Yes. Makes sense. So when's a time you experienced anxiety or a panic attack on a whole nother level when you were like, holy shit, what the fuck's going on? Like you physically could not calm yourself down. Like you were like, what is happening to me? I'm going to die.
There's been a couple instances, I guess. Sophomore year when I got COVID. Before it was like a thing. Like,
where'd you get it from? It's from me.
Was it from you? Oh
yes, you literally.
It was from you. Oh my gosh,
She tried to murder me for it,
dude. Yes.
She said, "When I catch you, Ricky.
when I catch you, Ricky. Yes, you're dead." I did get COVID from you. I thought I got it from someone else.
No, you were pissed.
It was from you. I was pissed because it was really hard because like I said, when I'm sick, I kind of have anxiety because I don't
Yeah.
like to be sick. But I had all the symptoms. I felt like shit.
Oh,
like
geez.
I was dying.
Oh yeah, you were more sick than me.
I went to the ER because of I couldn't sleep. I was jittery. Like I was physically like shaking. It wasn't great. So I went to the ER. They had me on a monitor to check my heart and my like breathing levels, my blood oxygen. It was my blood oxygen. You have to check while you're on COVID.
Yeah.
Or while you have COVID. But after I got better. I was suffering from really bad anxiety. I quit going to school. I went full online. So if any of you like didn't see me at school, that's why. Because my sophomore year, I started going full online in February.
Really?
Yeah. And I lost a lot of weight, not just because I had COVID, but because I had anxiety. I felt sick all the time. I didn't eat. I was already pretty skinny. So, I mean, I lost like 5 to 10 pounds. So I was even skinnier. Like, I know I'm a pretty skinny person, but I was 25 pounds less than I am now. So just imagine that. Imagine that.
Imagine that. All right.
And I had anxiety attacks, panic attacks almost every day. I was crying a lot, but I had one person that was there to like help me through it, and they kind of dragged me out of the darkness and got me back out, especially during summer. Like we'd go on dates together and we'd go out, and he helped me a lot. So there was that. And then more recent time, I guess when I got cheated on, that definitely caused a lot of anxiety, and I had panic attacks. I didn't eat for 2 days. The first time. I didn't eat for a couple days.
The first time.
The first time.
Jesus Christ.
So,
don't hate us, boyfriend. This is just girl sesh.
Yeah.
Don't hate her.
I'd say, that was like my most recent times that I've ever had panic attacks.
Yeah.
But definitely like the sophomore year time was like a big thing for me because I stopped my whole life. I lost a lot of weight and I just wasn't doing well.
Because of anxiety?
Because of anxiety. And that's when I had to up my dosage of meds. And then that's also when it's around the time when I got on a mood stabilizer, I'd say. I think it was early junior year.
Okay. Do you feel like now, since 4th grade now, do you feel like you have handled your anxiety better? And do you feel like it's getting better or worse?
I always feel like it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's like up and down, up and down, up and down. Or like sometimes, you'll have like a long like moments where for like weeks or months that you're just fine. You're fine. Like you have it all covered. But starting college, I think also kind of triggered some anxiety and stuff because I'm in an environment.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know anyone.
Yeah.
Which honestly also does cure a lot of anxiety because going to school with the same people for 4 years
so
is draining. It's draining.
Drama-fied.
It's toxic. It is toxic as fuck. And yeah, I think it's been very up and down because like I said, like I got better, like especially middle school. I feel like, I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
We had a lot of friends, and I didn't really feel like a lot of anxiety much until like probably my sophomore year.
Yeah, sophomore year.
From like 7th to like sophomore year, I was doing pretty good. But yeah, then the past couple years have been a little bit rocky again.
Yeah.
But I'm learning to try and get myself back.
Move past it. Feel better about when it does happen and controlling your anxiety. I like that for you. And you said that your go-to person is probably your dad and your boyfriend.
Mostly my dad.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk too much of my emotions with my boyfriend. I don't like to cry much in front of people.
Like you do at the end of the day, you do, but just like confrontation with emotions is not your thing.
Confrontation with emotions, yes, is not my thing because I used to do that, and I see where it got me. It didn't get me very far because nobody's gonna listen.
Yeah.
Or they don't fix their actions, So it's very hard that like you're advocating for yourself. You're trying to tell someone how you feel, but they're not hearing you. So I don't want that to happen. Yeah, it's draining. It's very draining.
Yeah.
It's miserable.
Yeah. How does your dad help with that? What is he, other than like the breathing, what do you feel like your dad does that you're like, okay, it's okay. I'm okay. I will be okay. This will blow off.
I mean, I guess sometimes he'll like talk me out of it. You know, he'll talk me down, like calm me down, like just say comforting things, you know. And sometimes he'll just be there. Like he's like.
Just being in his space is
just being present, you know, or he'll like, I don't like being touched very much. Like I don't like hugging people or, you know. Yeah. But like, sometimes it's like, I need it. It's like security. Yeah. Like with my dad, like sometimes he'll like hug me or like he'll like rub my feet.
Okay, Mark.
And like that calms me down. Or like sometimes like I just need to be left alone. Like I said, I feel like I can handle it best when I'm alone, because sometimes when I am already stressed out or having anxiety, it becomes anger.
Okay, I see.
Which is what I found out is like I don't have anger issues. It's that I am overwhelmed. Yeah. And I'm overstimulated. Yeah. To the point where if you're going to bother me and you're going to add to my problems, then you're going to make me angry. Yeah. Like I'm going to get anger from that. So I don't really have anger issues.
It's just when you're overstimulated.
But it's when I'm overstimulated and stuff. But
and stressed and stuff.
Yes. Like if I'm having problems with my boyfriend and I come home and I'm like already like upset about that, and my dad tries talking to me and he's asking me too many questions, I'm like, dude,
shut the fuck
up. Like I'm pissed off. Don't talk to me. And he's like, and then he gets mad. Then we have like a little spin, and I'm always like, Dad, like you gotta understand, like I'm sorry, I did not mean to like lash out on you. Yeah. I'm overstimulated. Like he's like, I understand. And just knowing that he understands. Yeah. I think that's what calms me down and comforts me, because he understands. Yeah. And he isn't going to put that against me or hold that against me.
No, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's what a parent's for.
Yes, he's a very stable person in my life. And sometimes I feel like I take that for granted, but he does everything for me. And I think that alone like makes him my person, like my go-to person for everything, because he does everything for me. He's my superhero.
No, for real though, he helped me out too. So shout out to Mark, for real. Mark Bartusek.
Number one dad. I'm so for real. Number
Superhero.
One dad.
Kayleigh needs Facebook. She needs to start posting him on Facebook all the time. Just give him shout out for shout outs.
Facebook.
Get him a girlfriend or something. Or does he have that? Damn it, Mark.
No. He's happier. He's
chilling. He's chilling.
Women be loco. We already know like the issues with past things. Yeah. So, I mean. Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I had for you today.
Alrighty.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining the Real Talk.
Thank you for having me.
We hope to see you guys.
Comment and subscribe.
We hope to see you guys next week. And thanks for watching.
Bye.